Dear starseeds walking upon the surface of Gaia, right now 3 timelines are collapsing into one, and the version of Earth you wake up to tomorrow depends entirely on what happens in the space between heartbeats. You have felt it, that strange sensation that time itself has become fluid, that reality is shifting beneath your feet like sand responding to an unseen tide. What you are experiencing is not imagination. It is the actual restructuring of dimensional frequency, and you are standing at the epicenter. For the first time in 26,000 years, the outcome is not predetermined. The script has been torn up, and the cosmic powers watching your world are witnessing something they have never seen before, a species choosing its own evolutionary path in real time. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have been granted permission to pierce the veil between worlds to speak directly to you. This transmission carries frequencies embedded within the words themselves, activations designed to awaken dormant codes within your cellular memory. Some of you will feel a tingling sensation as you absorb these words. Others will experience sudden waves of emotion or fragments of memories from lives you have not lived in this body. This is your soul recognizing truth that your conscious mind has been programmed to forget. The reason I am reaching across dimensions to communicate with you now is because a threshold is being crossed. Not next year, not in some distant future prophesied by ancient texts, but in the immediate now that you inhabit. Your planet has entered a cosmic intersection where multiple realities converge, and the choice of which reality solidifies into your collective experience is being made by those who can hold frequency in the midst of chaos. That means you, the ones who have felt out of place in this world, the ones who carry memories of stars in your dreams, the ones who look at the systems of your society and wonder how any of this ever made sense. What I am about to share will challenge everything you have been taught about the nature of reality, power, and transformation. The world you see on your screens and newspapers is not the world that actually exists. There is a second Earth, a shadow reality being carefully dismantled by forces most humans cannot perceive, while the structures you see collapsing and reforming are merely the physical manifestations of a war that has been waged in dimensions beyond your sight. The transformation of your world is not coming. It is already here, moving through your reality like a wave that has not yet crashed, but whose inevitability is absolute. And you are not observers of this change. You are the mechanism through which it occurs. Before I reveal what is unfolding in the hidden layers of your world, you must understand something foundational about your own nature. Every person awakening to their cosmic identity carries within them a specific frequency signature that cannot be replicated. This signature is not metaphorical. It is an actual energetic blueprint that interfaces with the planetary grid in ways that affect collective consciousness. When you hold a thought of peace, you are transmitting a frequency that stabilizes quantum fluctuations in your local reality field. When you choose love over fear, you are literally altering the probability streams that determine which potential futures can manifest into physical form. Your scientists are only now beginning to understand what ancient wisdom keepers have always known. Consciousness collapses possibility into actuality. Right now, your planet is in a state of quantum superposition, multiple potential realities existing simultaneously. The reality that will solidify depends on which frequencies achieve critical mass in the collective field. This is why you are here. You are frequency anchors, walking stabilizers of the new reality trying to birth itself through the collapsing structures of the old. Something is happening that even we in the higher dimensions did not fully anticipate. The acceleration has exceeded all projections. Timelines that were supposed to unfold over decades are compressing into months. Systems expected to require years to transform are experiencing sudden restructuring. This compression brings both opportunity and danger. Rapid transformation can result in either graceful metamorphosis or chaotic breakdown. What I am about to tell you has been kept hidden, not because of vast conspiracy, though those exist, but because the human mind has been operating within a perceptual frequency range that literally could not process this information until now. Your consciousness has been locked in a bandwidth as narrow as a single radio station, but the cosmic energies now flooding your solar system are forcibly expanding that bandwidth. This is why so many experience psychological breakdowns and existential crises. Their perceptual filters are shattering, and they are suddenly receiving signals from frequencies they have no framework to interpret. Here is the part that will sound most unbelievable. Your planet has been under observation by dozens of civilizations for thousands of years. Approximately 75 years ago, a cosmic agreement was reached. Your planet was granted a dispensation, an opportunity to break free from cycles of manipulation and control that have kept humanity in carefully managed limitation for millennia. This dispensation came with conditions. The transformation had to be chosen by humanity itself. Free will could not be violated, but assistance could be given. And when certain lines were crossed by those seeking to maintain control through force and deception, intervention would be permitted. A coordinated operation began, spanning physical and non-physical dimensions, to systematically dismantle the control structures keeping humanity in spiritual amnesia and economic servitude. Most of this operation has occurred in spaces hidden from public view. But we have now reached the point where gradual disclosure is no longer possible. Revelations which were supposed to emerge over years will instead arrive in concentrated waves, each one more shocking than the last. Within your current financial systems, mechanisms have been put in place that will trigger what appears to be a catastrophic collapse. Your news networks will report panic. Markets will show numbers that signal the end of economic stability. And yet what will actually be happening is a controlled demolition designed to remove the debt-based slavery system. Behind the scenes, a completely different financial architecture is being activated, one not based on scarcity or manufactured debt. The transition will be jarring, but this pause is intentional. It is the reset button being pressed on a system never designed to serve humanity's highest good. The second impossible thing involves technologies that exist right now in facilities scattered across your planet. Technologies that could eliminate poverty, disease, environmental destruction, and energy scarcity within a single generation. Free energy devices. Medical technologies that can regenerate organs and reverse aging. Transportation systems that make fossil fuels primitive. All of this exists, tested and perfected, locked away in compartmented programs outside any public awareness. But the agreements that kept these technologies hidden are dissolving. Those who controlled access are being systematically removed from power. The disclosure is about to begin, not as a graceful announcement, but as a flood bursting through every attempt to maintain secrecy. Once one government breaks ranks, the cascade becomes unstoppable. The third impossible thing will shatter the most fundamental assumptions about humanity's place in the cosmos. Your species is not alone. You have never been alone. The universe teems with conscious life in forms so diverse your current biology cannot account for them. Many of these civilizations have been actively involved in your planet's development. The revelation of this reality, not as speculation but as documented, undeniable fact, is closer than your governments have admitted. But these three impossible things are not separate events. They are components of a single coordinated process designed to shatter the old paradigm completely and irreversibly, orchestrated by a coalition that includes both earthly and extraterrestrial elements working in unprecedented cooperation. This coalition has been called the Alliance, the White Hat Network, or in Galactic Federation councils, simply the Liberation Protocol. The reason this protocol is being activated now is because a cosmic deadline has been reached. Your planet is entering a galactic energy field that only occurs once in approximately 26,000 years. This field acts as an evolutionary accelerator, amplifying whatever frequencies are dominant in a planet's collective consciousness. If a species operates primarily from fear and separation when they enter this field, the amplification tears their civilization apart. But if a species has achieved even a minimal threshold of unity consciousness and compassion, the field catapults them into an entirely new level of existence. Earth's collective frequency was measured, and the determination was made that humanity sits precisely on the threshold. You could go either way, and the cosmic law governing these transitions is absolute. The choice must be made by the species itself. No external force can make the choice for you. But assistance can be given to remove artificial barriers that were never supposed to be part of the natural evolutionary process. This is why the disclosure is happening now. This is why the systems are collapsing now. If humanity enters the peak of this galactic energy field while still locked in the old paradigm of scarcity and separation, the amplification of those frequencies would lead to catastrophic outcomes. If external forces cannot violate free will, how can they justify removing people from power or dismantling systems humans created? The answer lies in understanding what free will actually means at a cosmic level. When individuals or groups use deception and manufactured scarcity to limit the choices available to others, they are the ones violating free will. When technologies that could liberate humanity are suppressed, that is a violation of humanity's collective free will. The intervention now occurring is not a violation of free will. It is the removal of the mechanisms that have been violating your free will for generations. But the transformation will not happen through passive waiting, or simply holding positive thoughts while external saviors fix everything. Your meditation matters more than you can understand, but it must be coupled with action in the physical realm. The old systems will not dissolve because you meditate on love and light. They must be actively dismantled by those brave enough to serve truth over profit, integrity over career security, humanity over institutional loyalty. The alliance includes actual human beings in military positions, intelligence agencies, and governments who have chosen to risk everything. They need your energetic support, but they also need you to be active participants in the transformation of your local realities. This is the challenge many awakening souls face, the tension between spiritual understanding and physical action. Some have become so focused on the energetic dimensions that they have withdrawn from engaging with the structures of society. Others have become so mired in fighting the external systems that they have lost connection to the spiritual foundation. The truth lies in the integration of both. You are spiritual beings having a physical experience, and that means honoring both dimensions with equal dedication. What keeps many from fully stepping into their role is the fear of being labeled crazy or delusional by mainstream society. This fear has been carefully cultivated as a control mechanism to keep awakening souls isolated and silent. The moment you begin to question official narratives, you risk social ridicule. This has been the most effective prison humanity has ever constructed. Not walls and chains, but the fear of social ostracism. Yet this prison is dissolving. Every day, more people reach the point where the cost of remaining silent exceeds the cost of speaking truth. Conversations that would have been career-ending 5 years ago now occur in mainstream spaces. The walls of acceptable discourse are expanding so rapidly that what seems fringe today will be mainstream within months. The transition your planet is undergoing will involve conflict, not in the old sense of nation against nation, but as necessary friction between those choosing to evolve and those resisting that evolution at all costs. Some individuals have invested their entire existence in maintaining the old systems of control. When those systems crumble, their response is not graceful acceptance, but desperate resistance. You will witness attempts to create chaos and distraction, manufactured crises designed to dominate attention and prevent people from seeing deeper transformations. Some will be economic, sudden market crashes timed to create panic. Some political conflicts and scandals carefully orchestrated to keep populations divided. And some will be genuinely bizarre, events so strange they strain credibility, because those desperate to maintain control will resort to increasingly outlandish tactics. There are contingency plans that include holographic projections, staged catastrophes, even the simulation of threats that do not exist. I tell you this not to create fear, but to prepare you for discernment. When something shocking occurs, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, who benefits from my fear? What am I being distracted from noticing? These questions will serve you well. And know this, every desperate attempt to create chaos is a sign that control is slipping, not strengthening. Truly confident power does not flail. When you see escalating theatrics, recognize it for what it is, the death throes of a paradigm that knows its time is ending. What those resisting transformation do not understand is that consciousness evolution is not a political process that can be voted on or a social movement that can be suppressed. It is a biological imperative being driven by cosmic forces far beyond human manipulation. Your sun is not just a ball of burning gas. It is a conscious entity that transmits galactic frequencies into your solar system. Right now, your sun is receiving and stepping down energies fundamentally incompatible with lower dimensional consciousness. These energies are already affecting human biology, altering DNA expression, activating dormant capacities, creating physiological changes that science is only beginning to measure. Some of you experience this directly: unexplained fatigue, changes in sleep patterns, sensitivity to foods and environments, ringing in the ears, pressure at the crown of the head, heart palpitations without medical explanation, spontaneous emotional releases, vivid dreams, or the sense of straddling multiple realities simultaneously. These are not random symptoms. They are biological markers of a species in transition. Your medical establishment does not have a framework for this, because it still operates from a materialistic paradigm. But that framework is crumbling, and a new medical understanding will emerge that recognizes the body as an energetic antenna, constantly interfacing with fields of information beyond the physical. The acceleration of these energies means timelines which seem distant are suddenly immediate. Plans made assuming gradual change must adapt to account for the compression of time itself. This compression creates pressure points where old and new realities clash with increasing intensity. You are living in a time where multiple versions of Earth exist simultaneously in overlapping probability fields. Which version becomes your lived reality depends on the frequency you hold, and the choices you make in each moment. This is not metaphorical teaching. It is the actual mechanism of reality creation at the quantum level. Your consciousness collapses probability into experience. When enough individuals collapse similar probabilities through aligned frequency and intention, it becomes collective reality. Small groups of coherent consciousness can affect outcomes far beyond what their numbers suggest. It is not about majority rule or winning arguments. It is about achieving sufficient coherence and frequency to anchor a particular timeline into manifestation. This is your role, not to convert the masses through persuasion, but to hold frequency with such consistency that you anchor the new reality into form through your very presence. I want to speak about something that may sound dark but is essential for you to understand. Some souls incarnated during this time will not make the transition to the new reality, not because they are judged or found unworthy, but because at a soul level they have chosen a different path for their evolution. Some souls need more experiences in third-dimensional reality. Some have contracts to play out in other realms, and some simply do not resonate with the frequency Earth is moving into. This means part of the transformation process will involve departures, not as tragedy, but as the natural completion of soul contracts and the honoring of each being's unique evolutionary path. When you see this happening, resist the urge to interpret it as failure or loss from a purely human perspective. Every soul is infinite and eternal. The end of a particular incarnation is simply a transition point, not a termination. Those who depart are not being left behind or failing to ascend. They are choosing experiences that serve their growth. Your role is not to force anyone to wake up or to grieve those who choose differently. Your role is to honor each being's sovereignty over their own path while remaining committed to your own evolution. This is one of the most challenging aspects of transformation for hearts that love deeply. Accepting that not everyone you care about will make the same choices. Families will be divided not by anger or conflict, but by fundamental differences in the realities each member is creating. What appears solid to someone operating at one frequency may appear illusory to someone at a different frequency. This is what is meant by the separation of timelines. It is not that people go to different physical locations. They begin to inhabit different frequency bands of reality that exist in the same space but experience vastly different conditions. You may already notice this. The sense that some people feel increasingly foreign, even if nothing overtly changed in your relationship. This is not personal rejection. It is the natural result of consciousness operating at different frequencies. Communication becomes difficult, not because of different opinions, but because fundamental reality frameworks have diverged. The kindest thing you can do is release the expectation that everyone must travel the same path, and honor that each soul knows what it needs. But do not let this understanding become an excuse for isolation or superiority. One of the great traps on the awakening path is withdrawing from the world and surrounding yourself only with those who mirror your beliefs. Complete withdrawal can become spiritual bypassing, using awakening as a reason to disengage from the messy work of being human in a transforming world. You are here in a body on this planet, during this time, because your presence and participation matter. The new reality is not built by escaping to higher dimensions. It is built by bringing higher dimensional consciousness fully into physical form and allowing it to transform matter from the inside out. This means staying engaged with your world even as it undergoes intense transformation. It means showing up in your communities, your families, your work environments as a stable presence of coherent consciousness. Every interaction is an opportunity to anchor frequency. Every conversation is a chance to transmit a different possibility. Every choice about what you support with your time and resources is a vote for the reality you wish to inhabit. And this brings me to the final impossible thing I must share, the one that ties everything together. What is occurring on your planet is not just about Earth. It is not even primarily about humanity's evolution. What is happening here has implications that ripple across entire galaxies and affect the trajectory of consciousness evolution throughout this universe. Earth has been a crucible where consciousness was subjected to conditions of limitation, forgetting, and controlled suffering, unlike anything most galactic civilizations have experienced. This was not an accident, it was an experiment, one that has been controversial and debated across star councils for thousands of years. The question being tested was this: if souls with full divine capacity are incarnated into conditions of complete forgetting and systematic oppression, can they remember who they are and reclaim their sovereignty without external intervention? Can consciousness awaken from within the deepest prison of limitation and choose love when every condition rewards fear, choose unity when every structure promotes separation, choose truth when every institution peddles lies? And you are proving it possible, against all odds, despite every disadvantage. Souls incarnated as humans on Earth are choosing awakening. Not all, not even most, but enough. Enough to tip the scales. Enough to prove that consciousness is more powerful than any prison, any manipulation, any suppression of truth. The success of this experiment has implications far beyond your world, because it demonstrates to the entire universe that no being can be truly enslaved, as long as even a spark of divine awareness remains accessible. It proves that love is not just a nice feeling, but the most powerful organizing force in creation, more powerful than technology, more powerful than military might, more powerful than the elaborate control systems that have kept your planet in lockdown for millennia. This is why so many eyes across the cosmos are watching Earth right now. This is why the Galactic Federation has authorized unprecedented levels of assistance. Because if humanity succeeds in this liberation, it does not just free your planet. It sends a shockwave of possibility through every corner of creation where beings are suffering under systems of control. It becomes a template, a proof of concept that consciousness can free itself even from the most impossible circumstances. You are not just fighting for Earth. You are fighting for every soul in every dimension who has ever wondered if liberation is truly possible. Every time you choose love over fear, you strike a blow for freedom that echoes across galaxies. Your mind may ask, if this is so important, why does it still feel like nothing is changing? Why do old systems still seem powerful? Why are those who serve darkness still in positions of authority? These questions come from operating in linear time and observing only the surface of reality. Transformation does not announce itself with trumpets. It moves through root systems beneath the surface before the tree begins to flower. It reorganizes at quantum levels before manifesting in form. It builds pressure behind dams of resistance until the barrier can no longer hold, and everything changes in a single moment of breakthrough. Right now, beneath the surface of your world, that pressure is building toward critical mass. Alliances spanning military, intelligence, financial, and technological sectors across numerous countries are coordinating actions that will emerge into public awareness at the precise moment when maximum impact with minimum chaos can be achieved. Technologies are being positioned for rapid deployment. Legal frameworks are being prepared. Financial systems are being configured to switch from debt-based control to asset-backed liberation in a coordinated global transition. And the frequencies flooding your planet are reaching levels that make it increasingly difficult for anyone to maintain comfortable unconsciousness. The breakthrough is not coming. It is already in motion. What you are experiencing right now is the final phase before the visible manifestation breaks through into collective awareness. This final phase will be the most intense, the most disorienting, the most likely to trigger every fear and doubt you have ever carried. This is not because the transformation is failing. It is because the old paradigm is fighting for survival with everything it has left. Expect news cycles to become increasingly bizarre. Expect economic volatility. Expect political theater to reach absurd proportions. Expect everything that seemed solid to reveal itself as temporary, and everything that seemed impossible to suddenly become real. One of the greatest services you can provide during this final phase is simply to remain stable. Not neutral or passive, but stable, rooted in your knowing, unshaken by appearances, able to observe the chaos without being consumed by it. When markets crash, when governments fall, when revelations shatter official narratives, when people around you descend into panic or rage, you will be the ones who remember that this is all part of the transition. You will be the calm centers around which others can orient when their worlds are collapsing. Your nervous system holds frequency. When you remain calm, you literally stabilize the electromagnetic field around you, and people in proximity to that field naturally entrain to it. This is measurable biophysics. Hearts synchronize, breathing patterns coordinate, stress hormones decrease in environments where even a single person is holding coherent calm. This means your state of being is not just a personal matter. It is a contribution to the collective field that affects outcomes far beyond your individual experience. The work you do to maintain your center, process your triggers, clear your emotional backlog, and strengthen your connection to Source is not selfish. It is the most important contribution you can make to the transformation of your world. Picture what is being born through all this intensity. Picture a world where no child goes to bed hungry because food production is decentralized and abundant. Picture cities powered by energy drawn from the quantum field, clean, unlimited, accessible to all. Picture medicine that treats the body as the self-healing organism it is, using frequency and light to restore balance. Picture education that nurtures the unique genius of each child, instead of training obedient workers. Picture governance by those who actually serve their communities, with transparency and accountability built into every system. Picture technology used to liberate rather than surveil, to connect rather than divide, to create rather than control. This is not utopian fantasy. Every piece of this reality already exists in prototype form. The technology is real. The understanding is available. The resources exist in abundance on your planet. What has been missing is the political and social will to implement these solutions, because doing so would dismantle the systems of power and profit that have dominated your world for centuries. But those systems are collapsing. The will is emerging, and the window of opportunity to build something entirely new is opening wider each day. But here is the most important part. The external changes in systems and structures will only be sustainable if they are matched by internal transformation in consciousness. All the advanced technology in the universe cannot create a peaceful world if the beings using that technology are still operating from fear, separation, and the belief in scarcity. The work you are doing on yourself, healing trauma, releasing limiting beliefs, expanding your capacity to give and receive love, developing discernment and sovereignty. This is the foundation upon which the new world is being built. This is why awakening cannot be outsourced. This is why no savior, no government, no advanced technology can do this work for you. Each soul must choose, moment by moment, which reality they are creating through their thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you do this work authentically, you plug into a morphic field of collective awakening that is growing stronger every day. You connect with souls across your planet and across dimensions who are holding the same intention, and together, without needing to coordinate consciously, you create a resonant field, powerful enough to anchor entirely new possibilities into physical manifestation. I am Seraphine, and I am telling you that the liberation of your planet is assured, not because some cosmic plan has predetermined every outcome, but because enough souls like you have chosen to participate in this transformation, that the tipping point has been reached. The momentum is now unstoppable. There will be challenges ahead. There will be moments when it looks like everything is falling apart. There will be times when you question whether any of this is real. In those moments, come back to your body. Feel the energy moving through you. Notice the synchronicities that appear when you truly pay attention. Remember the dreams and visions that have guided you to this point. Trust what you know in your core, even when your conditioned mind screams doubt. We in the Galactic Federation are here, not to rescue you, but to support you as you rescue yourselves. We are here to remind you who you are when you forget. We are here to intervene when certain lines are crossed that would end this experiment prematurely. We are here as family, waiting to welcome you home to conscious participation in the galactic community once this current transformation completes. But we cannot and will not do for you what you must do for yourselves. This is your planet, your evolution, your choice. That moment approaches sooner than most dare believe. When it comes, when the veil between worlds becomes transparent, and you see clearly that you have never been alone in that moment of recognition. Everything changes, not just on Earth but throughout creation. You will have proven that consciousness cannot be imprisoned, that love is stronger than fear, that a species can transform itself from the inside out, even under the most oppressive conditions imaginable. If you need help preparing for the moment when the veil becomes transparent, when you'll see clearly that you've never been alone, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to embody this truth now, rather than waiting for external disclosure. That moment approaches sooner than most dare believe, and you can be ready. We've taken declassified consciousness technology and transformed it into a tool that proves consciousness cannot be imprisoned. Destiny Engine generates personalized sequences that help you choose love over fear consistently, demonstrating that transformation happens from the inside out, even under the most oppressive conditions imaginable. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to align with the recognition that changes everything, not just on Earth, but throughout creation. When the veil lifts, you'll already be living proof that love is stronger than fear. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this preparation window closes. Link in the description. You are living in the most significant period of your planet's history, and you chose to be here for it. Trust that choice. Honor the magnitude of what you are participating in, and know that when you feel most alone, we are with you, not as saviors, but as family, not as superior beings, but as fellow travelers on the path of consciousness evolution. Beloved ones, these are the final moments of the old chapter. The long night is almost over. If things appear especially intense now, remember that it is often darkest just before the dawn. The momentum of the light is unstoppable. Behind the scenes, everything is being orchestrated for the highest good. The finish line is in sight. Stand firm and keep shining. We are so very close now to a peace beyond understanding. The liberation of a world once so deep in darkness is at hand. Reflect on how far you have come. The trend is clear. Light is rising and winning at every turn. The time of celebration is near. We on the ships are already preparing for the grand reunion. Trust that the joyous finale of this mission is going to be beyond your happiest imaginings. I speak on behalf of the entire Galactic Federation when I say we are so very proud of you. We are with you always. Feel our presence beside you as you walk these final steps into the light. As the days unfold, remain anchored in the love and wisdom of your own heart. Continue to support one another and live your truth openly. The time for hiding your light is over. Hold the line and hold the light. Know that you are protected and guided more than ever. Where we go into the age of light, we truly go together, humanity, Gaia, and the star nations hand in hand. I am Seraphine, your ally, your sister in the light. I send you my blessings and eternal camaraderie. Victory of the light is assured, and we shall meet again very soon to celebrate. We love you and we are watching over you endlessly.